New Sports. That's right. Take a look. Every week we do it. Victor Allen's own unique view of sports, his own fan-based view of sports. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The ladies have nicknamed him Sexual Chocolate. Rub his head and make a wish. Here he is, Victor Allen! He brings us sports! Yeah! Oh!
You know, for those of you who care and say, what happened to the intro? I've already made a suggestion that people rather see us live than see graphics. It's a weak excuse saying that I didn't prepare the coordination of the display of Mario's wonderful work in doing these intros.
Well, actually, I'm supposed to check that too. So
right,
we have ways. Dual responsibility. So right. When we fuck up, we both fuck up.
Yeah, it goes both. One without the other.
Right.
No,
it's never one person's responsibility.
We've learned from the Republicans and the Democrats.
There okay. What's happening?
Right. All right. Hey, check it out, man. Hey, man, Mario, it's really simple, man. How bad is Cleveland, man?
Cleveland finally looks like a contender for the first time in the last two games, right? I don't know about everybody else.
Right.
But I mean, by saying it that way, Vic, you know, I've constantly called Cleveland the third or fourth best team in the league, behind Golden State, San Antonio.
Right.
Then I said now that's where they're either the third or fourth best team.
Right.
But to me, they have just of late stepped up. Their the last two games, Vic, really stepped up by, to me, their 3-point shooting.
Right.
Makes the whole team look totally different.
Right.
Sets. So now you have a whole different mentality based on Cleveland. And even though they swept Atlanta, let me say this too. Atlanta Hawks look good for the future, dude. Got to give credit to the Atlantic Hawks. That's the most credit I'll give to anybody getting swept.
Right.
They got swept, but still, I really like what they have going on. And so even though Cleveland moves forward, we know that now the next series is the one everybody was waiting on.
Yeah.
Because the other team that's looking resurgent, except for they lost a key player, I think.
Right.
Is the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
So the Cleveland Cavaliers look for now, at least to be the solid third best team in the NBA, even though Charles Barkley, I heard him actually say he thinks that they're going to be the champions. So he did say that. Whether he said it in a loose moment, he did say it. He did say it, Vic.
I heard Charles Barkley.
Okay. So Cleveland looks good.
Is that A+ journalism at its best?
Like I said, not the brightest star.
I'm just saying, dude. Look,
but certainly.
Let me say two things that I noticed this year. There's three things that I noticed this year that definitely is going to have them as the team that we can go big, and we can go fast, and we can go small. Three things. Healthy Kyrie Irving already. That's number one because he wasn't healthy last year. Number two, the Sean Livingston of the Cleveland Cavaliers is Channing Frye. That sixth man that comes out, and he is dropping threes and dropping dollars.
And JR, your boy.
Right, JR. But the biggest one is K-Love. He's inside. He's outside, depending on the company.
Isn't he?
So you put all those three together, and they're undefeated. Now, whoa your horse. This is just me now. The level of competition and the repeat offenders. The repeat offenders is I like the Hawks. I like the nucleus. I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they're undefeated. I mean, excuse me. They have not done anything with Cleveland being
totally
in the well.
Defeated, I guess.
What do? And you like the team, and they do whatever they can. That's why I said
not enough right now, but man, it's impressive, Vic, in a certain way.
I'm sitting up here going like, look at that picture. Cleveland's going to hold on to whatever they got to prove that they belong in the finals. But they haven't played against three types of teams with different type of talent. I'm not trying to say the Western, the West is better, but they don't have OKC, which I think they still have an advantage of matchup. Spurs, the discipline, and they inside and they're out. And, of course, Golden State, which brings me to this other point, which I didn't want to cover. Is Stephon really healthy, or are they buying time? And he's not going to play in the next game. Now, let me just stop right there, because that's one of those things where you sit back and say, is the injury a little bit more than we think? Shouldn't he be getting in so he can get some of that time? What do you think?
I'm more conservative, and I think a lot of the sports people are a little unrealistic, and maybe it's my medical background.
Yeah.
But I just am more willing to wait it out. I want him there. I want Curry there when they play San Antonio.
Right.
I've been on the record for saying that. The other stuff to me is secondary. With an ankle injury, with all these things, when you're improved,
Right.
it doesn't mean there's no effects there. See, that's what I'm saying. In other words, you're improved because things are better, less pain, less swelling, but you still have the injury still there healing. So my point of view is, why push it? I don't think I would be conservative.
Right.
To me, you'd have to have a reason to play him that was like an imminent loss of a series.
I feel you.
Or else he stays out or does limited. If you bring him back, he does limited all the way up into San Antonio. The question I have is, you want to give him enough playing time so he'll feel sharp enough.
Right.
And I guess the point of that is that he, along with you, the head coach, have to decide that.
Right.
That particular aspect.
Right.
Because that's a different question. When does he need to play so he can feel sharp?
Yeah.
Or as sharp as, that's what you're weighing.
Yeah.
But Vic, I would wait as long as possible till the time he needs to feel sharp.
Right. No, I got you. And I think what I'm also saying is, okay, here's the question. Will Golden State go back home with the series even 2-2? And is it now even money with a little home court mix in there? Did they expect to go back 2-2? Would all the lights turn on if Golden State loses against Portland at home?
Even though
no problem, you're saying?
No,
All right.
I'm just not worried about Portland.
Okay. All right.
I'm just not. They're not going to win a series.
Okay.
I don't have a trouble with them winning a game. See, in the old days, you guys, you forget.
How old?
Just as a few years ago.
Okay.
You guys are actually used to series going 6 games. I don't know what it is about lately. You know what it is, Vic?
What?
Because of the team. First, we had parity, and it is parity up to a point.
Right.
Now it seems like once you get to the playoffs, it's not this parity. So everybody expects these 4 or 5 game series. It used to be series really did go 6 and 7 games.
Right.
So, they don't have to sweep Portland to me.
No.
And I don't worry if Portland even got a couple of games. They're not going to win the series. I wouldn't play Curry against Portland, period.
Now, it's interesting.
You'd be hard pressed.
Right. Bricklay says sit him out the rest of the season, go Cleveland. So I'm going to leave that alone, because that's
of course you want that.
Wait, look.
Hey, here's the bad news, Brick.
Right.
Without Curry, they still beat Cleveland. How's that?
That's cold, man.
They still beat Cleveland.
That's just wrong, man.
Because you can only get so many days in a row.
Right.
To me, that kind of consistency, I love what Cleveland's doing. Show me that kind of consistency against different teams. Okay. You just now started showing it. Okay. You just now. Okay. 2 games.
I feel you.
They didn't look like that in the other series, right?
No.
I'm just saying now you're humming. Okay, with you. But, every day it's got to be every time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to follow up with the OKC Spurs thing, because it is what it is. It's kind of close in the zone where there's no real big story here. But I want to get over to what I call D. Wade uninterrupted. Mario, this is simple. Everybody's getting ready for introductions. It's time to sit back and acknowledge the national anthem. Is this overkill when everybody else stands while old Canada plays? And he says, I'm going to keep shooting.
He was unaware.
So
he was unaware. He was focused.
Wait a minute, Mario.
It was a mistake.
Wait a minute. Now, you're giving D. Wade now, who's heard old Canada for how many years? Playing in that league. What are you trying to say, man?
I'm saying sometimes you're so focused that you make a bad decision.
Okay.
That's all. I don't think he meant to intentionally disrespect them.
Right.
But maybe he did.
thinking about.
But I don't think if he wanted to disrespect the team,
Right.
which I don't think he would do anyway. But I don't think he would disrespect the country.
Oh no, I don't think it's that.
By playing around during their anthem.
No,
what were you saying? It was?
No, see,
you instigated. You brought the story up. So you can't bring the story up and act like, hey, I'm not saying shit.
Wait a minute.
I just put this as a major story.
Wait a minute.
The number 2 story in my show.
Wait a minute. I'm
not saying anything.
I'm just saying this. See that picture? Everybody's standing.
So what are you saying, Vic? See what I'm saying? You just
wait a minute.
Vic just raises the flag.
No, wait a minute. Look, somebody did a graphic and said WADE with a big ass arrow. What are they saying? They're saying, dude.
What are they saying?
They're saying you're dissing the national anthem of this country.
It was a mistake.
Or was it a viral thing?
Because I could see somebody doing that during our own national anthem the same kind of way. It was a mistake.
Okay, it was a mistake. So okay, you get away with it. I'll give you one.
I'm not saying he gets away with it. I'm saying that you can hold him accountable.
You're right. Well, the next time we see somebody playing when the America's national anthem, I just want to see.
Listen, during the other anthems, they're scratching their nuts, they're digging in their nose, scratching their ass. I mean, does that count? I mean, how often are you watching the football game?
All day.
I mean, geez.
Do a replay.
That was hard, huh?
No, do a replay, man. Do a replay. That was a good. Wait a minute, remind me.
Got my mic kind of get electric shock here.
No, yeah.
So my point being, people
mess
up during the anthem.
Yeah.
If you really watch them close, there's a bunch of them digging in their nose.
Oh, that's
rubbing their nose, snot, balls, whatever they doing. It's nasty.
You taking it nasty?
I'm just saying. I see it in the NFL all the time.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next play. The next play is this, man. I don't want to follow up on this, but I have to because it's always smart to talk about what if. And since I still haven't officially accepted so far the real retirement of Mayweather, when I say the real retirement, I'm saying he's going to stay in the news to always keep you wondering because that check looks good when they say 150 million.
Is that the kind of figures they're talking about?
Because
it is a fantasy moment.
That's what I'm saying.
But they do throw money at that. So
right.
To do what kind of a fight? A mixed martial?
Yes.
Not a boxing fight.
No. You get in there. You box against the UFC. You got to get in there, and that they're not going to bring the UFC over and say just box and don't use other skills.
He's too old.
See that? Wait a minute. Now wait a minute, Mario. Let me ask you this. This is where, to me, the slip up came. You go for the person who just got knocked out in their last fight.
I don't care.
Just think about it, man.
It's not how fast you mow. It's how well you mow fast.
That's pretty good. But I like that. That is good. You know what? Shoot, that could have closed out my whole segment, man.
It's not how fast you mow.
Right.
It's how well you mow fast.
All right. But okay, let's do this.
You know what? I would watch that either way. Boxing or MMA. It sounds more interesting, MMA.
Right.
Yes, I wouldn't. I have no input or comment as to the sports of it.
Right.
But I probably would still watch it. And that's why I find that it is seductive as an idea. Not that I'm condoning it.
Yeah.
Or even, I'm just saying it's funny that I can't help that appeals to me. And that I have no doubt that there is a bunch of big money out there saying, if you do this, we'll pay you.
And here's the vote. Before, I remember the conversation was who would win, because boxing, they're used to taking a punishment with the hands. The hands is all you have to look out for. You don't have to look out for the legs or anything else. You don't have to grab. You grab, but you just hold. If you had to bet, the key is UFC gets to just come in and grab you, and it says, once I grab you, you're mine. Versus the guy that says, if I hit you before you grab me, and I get to use my legs.
We don't know the mixed martial rules.
And let me just say this. The trend is to go over and see if boxers can deal over at the UFC. Not for the UFC to come over here and just box and only use their arms. So
because they know they lose.
So
that's the real reason they know they lose. They don't know how to box.
Who would be your favor if you took the best boxer against the best UFC
let me put it to you like
in their weight division?
You've actually got me fantasizing things bigger than this, because remember they used to have that show, that fantasy animation show, where that you would have different boxers.
Right.
So if we're going to have, how many millions would you pay to see like Barack Obama go against George W? But can you imagine both of them come out there in the shorts? Whatever. Would that be a big ticket? How about this? Rosie O'Donnell and Trump. Because Rosie's going to kick his ass. Rosie's going to kick his ass and squash his face all in the mat.
That's wrong.
So I say there's a bunch of these factors. If we're gonna imagine this one,
right?
Let's just open the whole thing up. Like I'd like to see some actors. Like, what if we get, our boy from, Blade. Your lookalike.
Oh, you talking about Wesley?
That's
jacked up, man. Gonna say my lookalike.
Wesley Snipes.
That's just jacked up, man.
We get Wesley Snipes to come and do some mixed martial arts against, say, Brad Pitt or something. You got to give somebody older, not necessarily one of the young guys, right? I would pay for a bunch of these.
You would pay because of the celebrity status.
What was Tiger Woods' ex? I want to see her.
The one that whipped his ass?
I want to see her. I want to see her against one of the, like Ronda Rousey or something.
See, you want to see. Now, let me just say this.
I want to see some crazy shit.
I think after the very first round, all of us start going. It looks like in slow motion. Now, when you watch the NBA,
GW versus Brock,
when you watch the celebrity NBA game, everything seems like it's moving really slow. You see awkwardness and everything, and after a while, you're going, "Okay, this is not serious in my eyes, but it's serious for them." Versus,
I root for Kevin Hart.
Versus when you see this. There's an extra added level because it's really UFC saying we're the new gladiators.
But it's 26 versus 38, and you're making him do mixed martial arts as opposed,
right?
Because they won't have the other guy box because they can't box; they'll get knocked out.
Right. So either one has an advantage. So who would you put your money on? The boxing?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd vote for Conor McGregor.
Yeah, you probably would.
I think he would win, but like I said, it's stacked in his odds.
Right, it is.
I assume, because I don't know, I'm just assuming that Floyd doesn't have a background in martial arts. He very well may have. He may have been studied. For all we know, sometimes you talk to these cats, oh yeah, I've been doing martial arts for 25 years.
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah, I just did boxing. That's what I did. So we don't know, right? Because there's a bunch of athletes who do martial arts, right?
The new gladiators are really, and I'm saying this because they say we take pain everywhere. You hit his head, back,
you kick him
hip,
in the nuts. Can you kick people in the nuts in mixed martial arts?
No, you cannot.
But is that a foul or does he lose the fight?
Even if it's not a foul, it's a foul.
Because sometimes it's a foul, but they don't kick you out.
It's
the
a
other
foul
dude's
no matter
like damn near dead.
It's a foul no matter what, man.
I'd be wearing a big old giant cup like football does.
And amazingly, they stay away from that region because it's just something where boxing seems to always run into hitting low more often.
I just wear a big ass cup made out of titanium.
Okay, we're going to leave that alone. All right, man, let's go. We're going to go over to this next one where I call it, I'm picking two commercials here, man. One is Iceman Cometh with D-Wade called Play Cool as the best so far NBA commercial versus Dropping Dimes.
Oh, come on. I like both these commercials.
So here's the thing.
Dropping dimes. My shit. Dropping dimes. I'm going around, people. I'm dropping dimes.
This is crazy. So wait a minute. So
dropping dimes.
But aren't you cool, smooth, man? Don't you like to keep it real smooth? Iceman Cometh. D-Wade.
Damian, I actually came, Vic. I came to you and asked you. I came to you. I was so impressed with the commercial. I had to go ask Vic for some background. Who's that baby?
Yes.
Who the baby? Who the baby? Because I wasn't sure who the baby was. I said, who the baby? Vic had to tell me. I love it, and I love Kevin Love in it.
Right.
I think that whole series with the hoopsters or whatever they're doing.
Right.
That is one of the best ones since whatever that.
Right.
Whatever that was, and Kevin Love is
on point.
He's on point.
He's on point.
I love it, and it makes me feel youthful to be able to embrace it. Damian Lillard dude, you can seriously rap.
He's
you're
got
good.
it. He's got it.
You're good.
And
I wish you were a little bigger, but you're 40 points.
Dude, some of the traditional, what I call the traditional broadcasters, tend to constantly flow into the lane of, he looks really weird, And I said, this is the part where, your age gets in the way.
No shit.
And I'm going, he's supposed to look weird,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, what
he's
is
supposed to look like he's gangster. Matter of fact, I'm actually right now, on my last couple of dates, when I greet the date, I actually drop some dimes.
I'm about to
just to pay
that would do it, dude. We ought to do it when the date girl come out.
Dropping
some dimes on the
and
ground.
I'm just going like this. Throw your hands
Vic.
up, man. Throw your hands up, man, all day. That's what I'm doing. So, for me, right now, it's dropping dimes.
Dropping dimes.
Okay, got that. So you vote the same, right?
Totally.
All right. Exiting out, want to go over to the quick Q&A as it relates to OKC, Thunder, Spurs. Okay, OKC. It seemed like they had to bring everything out to pull the game out to even up the series yesterday at 2-2. Not a problem. Durant went buck wild crazy, got his 40 plus. My question is when you go look at the numbers and help and support, man, can they compete with Cleveland? If they get past the Spurs, can they come with just that starting rotation and win the NBA championship? If you just take OKC, forget the Spurs. The Spurs are built to be in the championship, man. Whether it's going to be against Cleveland if they get past, of course, OKC, and even if they run into Golden State, which is all everybody's talking about. Can OKC, built as they are, win with what they have right now?
Win what?
NBA Finals. Get there and win with the team makeup the way they have, because when you go look at the bench product, they can't, right? You don't see it.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Cleveland didn't look like they had a chance until recently.
Right.
Now Cleveland looks like they have a chance that they can perform like they did in the last two games.
Right.
Duh, what's the chance of that?
Right.
Small. So that's not a big chance.
No.
So Cleveland has a little chance because they gave us a glimmer of hope. We know that they can boost their play up, but we always did know that. Like they can, LeBron will will them to get some wins.
Right.
But is that enough to win a series? No.
No.
OKC hasn't yet proven in their postseason play that they're a true contender to me.
No.
They're not a true contender.
See, the bad part about this, I do want to see, I actually want to see OKC, because of the sake of Westbrook and Durant, I'd like to see them get there. But you know what? I had to pump the brakes for a second, man. They got there before. And they got there with James Harden. So I have an idea of how the team is made up already, and they haven't been able to return to that glory moment. So even if I get them there, which I still would like to see them there, it's hard for me to root for them if they just don't have the same surrounding play from their bench. So, money time, if I have to go money time, I would say, oh, this is not a good bet. I have to say that. But I like to see the player Westbrook brings. I like to see those flashes when he does his thing. Problem is, Ibaka, Cantor, I don't know if they bring the same thing as Green does in Golden State. What Draymond Green does is go, I'm smaller, get more rebounds, get more blocks, play more defense, have more assists, and I'm a walking triple-double. Ibaka and Cantor have not been able to raise their level of a Green, who's basically Draymond Green has come in the league and been inspired by the players around him. So everything that you look for in OKC, they need that other player to step up to make everybody leery. I don't see it yet. So money time says not yet until I see something different, man. That was just my thing.
It is like I said. To me, I said Cleveland was battling OKC for who was the third or fourth best team.
Yeah.
It may have been that the Heat was the fourth best team.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it still looks the same kind of. Even with Curry, the debate is really between San Antonio and Golden State.
Yeah.
And then after that, the next group up.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Vic.
I'm out, man. We can take it out on our musical interlude.
Everybody, there you go, Victor Allen Sports. That's right, there's Victor Allen Sports. Victor Allen's new sports. His own fan base, neo-urban look at sports. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a recurring segment of the Morning Coffee with Mario show. It is syndicated throughout the internet and the whole world. That's right, new sports. March to a different drummer.
All day.
Gird your loins in an iron jock. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Sports.
That's cold.
Gotta add some cursing.
That's cold.
Adds the flavor. All right, coming up next, some hot picks. Vic, what is it this week?
Oh man, this is because people keep talking about, especially the ladies. They go like, you always showing women. Give us something that we can look at. It's who's the baddest with their attire, and who would you dress up as if given the opportunity for Prince versus Michael Jackson, the baddest attire, mano y mano. It's gonna be simple voting here. This is not about tens. This is about which outfit there's 5 pairs, and you're going to pick pair by pair who's the baddest. It's not about, it's just about names now, man, because they're 10s already. You ain't got to do this. But what you would roll with, okay? Prince versus Michael Jackson.